Morning.
Morning all.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Mike.
How are we all this morning? This wonderful rainy morning. It's nearly Friday, folks.
Yes.
Positive as ever, Tracy, you know that.
I know, it's all a front, Graham.
I know.
I sit crying in a corner when I'm not on these meetings.
Yeah.
In despair.
You do project a positive image anyway, I've got to say for you.
Thank you very much. I've had a good teacher, I'm Genevieve.
Who? Who's been
You.
corrupting you?
We'll just give people a couple of minutes, just because there were 24 people accepted this meeting, which were good, and there's 13 of us here at the moment. If you've got an AI taking notes, can you switch it off, please? I'm recording it, and I'll be the recording will be available on YouTube, and just in case anybody misses it, and the chat will be available, and the transcript of the meeting will also be available. So no need to take your own notes. If there are any AI, whatever they're called, I don't know, robots in there, I'm going to take them out. Just so you know. Because there has been some problems with AI sending out, not by our organisation, but sending out actions when it's uncalled for, and people being surprised at the actions that they've been given that they hadn't agreed to in the meeting. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to take over the Earth Terminator style, to be honest, because they're always making mistakes. So what was that, Katie?
I'm logged on my
All right.
husband's computer, so for some reason I can't.
That's all right. That's all right, Alex.
I am Katie.
If anybody doesn't want the face to be recorded and broadcast on YouTube, please do switch your camera off. You're more than welcome to. We do like to see your lovely faces, but if there's for any reason you don't want to, some people don't. I don't mind. I've splashed all over the place, to be honest. They're always recording me when anybody needs a film to say thank you to funders. Tracy, will you do it? So I end up being all over the place. So thank you, Martin. People are already putting things in the chat just in case we don't get a chance at the end. We've got 3 speakers today, which I'm hoping have turned up. Freya's here. Angela's not here yet, but I'm sure she will turn up. Samina's here. Great stuff. So we've got at least 2 out of 3, which is good. So 1 more minute and then we'll crack on. Because as you know, these meetings are really quick. Don't want to keep you any longer than we need to.
Yes, just a random one. It's saying I can't add anything to the chat because I'm not a member of the chat. And I'm not an IT whiz, so I've no idea if that's a me problem or potentially something you could fix. Don't know.
I don't know, if I'm honest. Let's have a look, and let me just have a look at you.
So I don't know if it's Paddy, my colleague who normally comes, and he's forwarded me the link potentially.
Right.
Don't know if it might be a bit of, do you know what I mean?
If I do that, a participant's wrong to tell you. Right. That should have fixed it. I'm not an RT whiz either. It's all fairy dust and magic to me.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's not on my CV, the old it hasn't, but we move. I'll email later and make sure I've got my emails in the what's my jig and see if that creates some sort of fairy dust.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not doing that. I've made you an attendee now, Dale, so it should.
Who knows? Who knows? It'll be fine. We'll sort it.
Yeah, if you email it to me or Lorna, we'll make sure that we don't send emails around anymore because people were complaining they were getting too many emails. But what we do is put them all on the People of Pendle webpage on our website and send a link round so anybody can look at it at any time. So we'll put everything on there, and everything also goes into our InfoShare newsletter that goes around the world twice. So so everybody should know about it. But if you've been in community engagement as long as I have, and many more of you on here, including Naveed, you'll know that you can nail it to people's foreheads sometimes and they will still deny that they know anything about it. So, okay. Right, okay. I think we'll start. So welcome everybody. I don't know why I put welcome on first because I always pop on for about 5 minutes before anybody says anything. So welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming today. And we've got 3 speakers today, and then we're going to move on to emerging themes. So anything that your beneficiaries have been coming in with regularly, if there's something that particularly concerning, give me a shout, let us know about it, and I can take it to the Health and Wellbeing Partnership meetings, and then we'll do some information sharing. So if it's just us, if not hundreds of people turn up, then we should be able to get round everybody. So but if you've anything burning and time's marching on, please do raise your hand and I'll come to you first. Okay, so thank you everyone. So I'll introduce our first speaker, which is Samina Siddiqui, from Youth and Community and Youth Action. So Samina, over to you.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me, Tracy. My name's Samina and I am from an organisation, a charity organisation called Youth Action, and we're based in Blackburn, and I'm the head of Youth and Community at Youth Action. Obviously, the reason I've asked to have a bit of a slot in your CVS today is because we're offering 2 amazing opportunities. We're actually working in collaboration with BBC Children in Need, and we are offering 2 workshops. I would call them workshop conferences, one for professionals and one for actual parents and families. To explain a bit further, so the workshops are designed for professionals that are working with or supporting families from the BAME community and families with children who have special educational needs and disabilities. And the professional workshops are aimed at, obviously, again, like I said, professionals that are working with children and families from the BAME community who have sent, and it's basically to provide guidance, practical support and opportunities to develop further knowledge and confidence when working with these families. And the second workshop that we're offering is actually for the families. These sessions will work directly with BAME families who have sent children, and they'll offer support in a safe and welcoming environment. They'll be able to share their experiences, access guidance, and basically learn from one another. The sessions and the workshops are going to be delivered by senior psychologists. We're actually working with Psychology 365, where we're working with psychologists to deliver these programs and to offer the advice and guidance to both partners and the families. We're hoping to run the workshops in early April. This sort of opportunity was to sort of like get expressions of interest for people that would like to be involved or who had any families that would like to be involved in these programs. I can send across the posters, Tracy. They have a QR code so that people can express an interest in the workshops. And we are hoping to deliver them in central Blackburn. If there is interest in Burnley, Accrington, we are okay to, and we're flexible to actually arrange a venue in either of those towns as well. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell. If I've missed anything or if anyone's got any questions, please go ahead and ask.
Thank you, Samina. Anybody got any questions for Samina?
Just a quick one from me, Tracy.
Yeah.
You talked about BAME and SEND. Is it rooted on BAME with SEND, or is it BME and SEND?
It's BAME and SEND. So it has to, the professionals working with families from the BAME community and with children with SEND. So those are the two priority areas that we're working with.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Great stuff. Thank you, Samina.
No problem. I'll send across the posters and all the details if someone is interested in either referring a family on or joining themselves as well.
Yeah, send it over. We'll put it onto our Burnley Linked webpage and into our info share as well, so everybody will see it.
Thanks, Tracy.
Okay. Thanks, Samina. Thank you very much. And moving on, we've now got Freya Carmen Bailey.
Hello, is it all right if I share some slides? I'll try
Yeah.
and go really quickly, but if I go too long, just tell me and I'll stop. There we go. This is us. Can you all see that?
No, yeah.
Yes.
Right, so this is the public engagement team at the university. I now can't see you guys. So just unmute yourselves and let me know if you've got any comments. So there's just three of us. It's myself, Freya, and Ali and Liz. And Ali's the other public engagement officer. And I'll just let you know a bit about what we do. If it moves to the next slide, that is. My computer's not liking it. So we basically are the link between community groups and members of the wider public with researchers. Obviously, a lot of researchers and teaching staff have their own links, but perhaps if you have an idea for a project but you don't know who to get in touch with, or you'd like to work with multiple groups, you know, you might have a link with somebody already, but you're not sure who you could also be bringing into something, then we can let you know. So we're just generally a point of contact. You know, if you've got a complaint about something, you can get in touch with us. Obviously, if it's something serious, we've got, you know, a proper complaints. But if it's just, look, the communication was really bad on this project, I'd like to feed this back more widely than just to this one person, then get in touch with us. We do a lot of different events and activities. So things like the Lancashire Science Festival, you can see one of our dinosaurs having an ice cream. We also do talks and health related events. There's loads of different events that we do. And then we do loads of other stuff around supporting staff and students who want to engage with the community. So these are some of the different ways that community groups already work with us. Obviously, it's not exhaustive. So things like hosting placement students, as I've mentioned, collaborating on research projects, inputting into courses, delivering guest lectures, networking in inputting into different like advisory groups, or it might be something like if you're holding an event like Let's Grow Preston do a spring fair and we come and we do an activity stall at their event. So there's lots of different ways in which people get involved, and there's lots more beyond this. So this is just an example to sort of spark your imagination of what you might be able to do with a researcher. This is investigating barriers to rail travel and careers in Lancashire with Stories to Connect, which is one of our groups. And it was also done with Community Rail Lancashire. And some of you may have been involved in this project because they work with loads of different community groups. And it was all about what are the barriers to using the rail network and what are the barriers to working on the rail in jobs on the railway, because there's some great jobs, you know, they're really well paid, but they tend to be, you know, it's railway families get into those jobs and people who are really into the railway. So how can we broaden that out? And they came up with some really good ideas, and some of them were just really simple things like we've already got loads of people who speak different languages who work on the railway network. They just need that we could have pins and they wear it to say, I speak a different language. And then they know that person could speak their language, because obviously you can't look at a person and know that they speak a different language. So there's just really simple ideas, and these were all fed to the bosses of different railway companies and to the people that were doing all of the work around the nationalisation of the railways. So it really did go to the people that are making the changes. And like I say, some of those suggestions were really small, simple things, but that might make a difference. Things like looking at where you're advertising your jobs for the railway. You know, if you're advertising it around railway stations, you're just going to get people that already use the railways. So there's loads of things where people are experts in their own experience. They know what they need. They know they have all the ideas already. But what the researchers were doing was just being that sort of conduit to the people that could actually make those changes and bringing those different groups together. Something I'm going to mention is the community advisory group that we're developing. So I'll have spoken to some of you about this already, but we're developing an advisory group that's going to be made up of community partners. And the idea is, like I said, that we're a central point of contact, but it's not ideal, and we aren't always the ones that can actually make a change within the university. So this group would feed into our Vice Chancellor's group. Now, that's basically the top level at the university. And then there would be other people that could make change that would sit on this group, depending on what it is that people have fed in. So it might be that our estate services join that group to talk about the use of space or the way that that's impacting the community, because obviously that's not something I can help with. So this would be a much more action focused group compared to just speaking, you know, having a chat with me. So it's going to shape the way in which the university and the community work together and give it a structure, and it would be very action focused, and all of the suggestions would have to be either acted on or very meaningfully considered and fed back why it wasn't possible. And then we'd look at sort of the transparency of, you know, how we're communicating that with people. So we've taken the conversations that we've had, and we've also used, some of you have went to the PACT meetings, and we've taken those conversations as well, so that we're not, you know, asking people to have multiple conversations. But if you've got any suggestions or you want to chat with our team about this group, then just email us, and we're happy to just arrange a meeting and we'll have a chat. But that's going to be fed through into our plans, and that will be coming into action in September. We're holding a skills share conference. This is something we used to do back when we run our community action forum. It will be in Preston. It's on Friday the 15th of May. And we've got a form if you'd like to let us know a session that you'd like us to run there, or if you'd like to run a session at the we're calling it a conference. It's not really a conference, it's a skills share. There will be a cost to attending, but it literally will just be to cover lunch, and when we will be covering teas and coffee, so it'll be a small amount. And if you deliver a session, then obviously you wouldn't have to pay that, and we would pay for your travel and things like that. So it's going to be bringing a whole range of people together, and there's going to be some sessions delivered by the community and lots of different sessions delivered by our academics and our different separate teams at the university. So if you want to find out more, we've got this form, but you can also get in touch with us. I'll link the form in the comments later. And then this is the end. Sorry if I've talked too much, but this is our email address. Always, feel free to get in touch with us about anything that you want to talk about. This is, if you type in volunteering and community leadership, that will take you to the website for our CVCL group, which is all about student volunteering rather than placements. And then that's the email address for student placements. A lot of you will also be small and medium-sized enterprises. If you would like business support, we have a free membership for the Centre for SME and Enterprise Development, and you can also sign up to their newsletter for things like their events and stuff all to do with business, because I don't know about business stuff, but I'll always put you in touch with the right person. And that's everything.
Thank you, Freya. You sounded like me then. I don't know everything, but I know somebody who does know everything. Thank you, Freya. I've just got a couple of questions or observations, really. Speaking from a community perspective, I know you and I have had a chat about various things and barriers to community engagement sometimes. And one of the things that I was thinking, and I know the University of Lancashire is based in Preston, but it has satellite, what can you call it, satellite venues like Burnley and various other places. I think everything being in Preston is a barrier to people in the outlying districts. Even if travel is covered, the cost is covered. It's the actual physical time that it takes to get to another place. So perhaps a suggestion might be to have smaller skills sharing opportunities at various other venues. And if there's a cost to it, however small it might be, that's excluding a lot of people, a lot of community groups and a lot of people, because funding is really tight. I'm speaking from our point of view. I'm just giving you observations, Freya, and I can see a lot of nodding going on. From our point of view, we're a charity. We couldn't afford, to send 3 or 4 of our staff members to go and hold a stall if it was going to cost us money for them to go. So, even if it is just lunch, they could bring their own lunch. But still, sending them to Preston, it just wouldn't happen for us, even if the costs were covered, because it's the time involved. So they would need to take a day out of work. And we can't afford to cover that. So I'm just letting you know that some of the barriers that people might face, and also, what does SME mean? That might be me showing my stupidity, but what does
Small
SME
and
mean?
medium enterprises.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And the
I should have known
definition for
that.
what is a I think it's under 250 employees.
Yeah.
And are not ridiculous turnover. So in terms of, could there be something in Burnley? I think the idea is that we're going to do this one in Preston, but that there will be one in Burnley further down the line.
Fab. That sounds really good. That sounds really good. Great stuff. Thank you, Freya. Anybody got any questions for Freya? Any observations?
Can I, Tracy? We have so my name's Dale. I work for Community Roots. We're part of LCFT. We are kind of a service that helps sort of support the community. We run different sessions in different sites, but we've got one at Deepdale. At the minute, we can't even buy tissues, so I'm not quite sure whether we'd be able to pay for lunch. But I've got 2 colleagues over there who potentially might be interested in something like this, and we have a site, like I said, at the Minerva Centre. So if I could take your email, or if you take mine, it might be potentially something that somebody could access. I'm not sure, but I know we've got some really good links with Lancaster University at the minute. We're doing some like living books and sort of like different sorts of running exhibitions from different community groups that we've got all over at the minute. So I don't know whether it might be something we could potentially link up with. I'm not sure, but yeah, just worth because we've got the Deepdale site. I thought I'll just take your details if that's all right, because again, it won't let me in the chat. I don't know what I've done. I think it's probably me, Tracy, if I'm honest. Some sort of force field that I have. Yeah, absolutely. I think because I never used to work a Thursday, and now I'm in on a Thursday. It's like, listen, love, what you doing here? You weren't invited. Do you know what I mean? But I'm a 4-day girl now. 4-day girl, practically full time, if you ask me. It's putting a shift in over here. So yeah, but yeah, I thought the Deepdale site probably be a nice little link. So I'll grab your email after if that's all right.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Martin, I know you had a question. You put it in the chat.
I am here, yeah. The event that you're putting on, the Health Mellow on the 31st of May, I think we normally have like a stall at it, but we've not been invited as of yet this year. Maybe we've done something wrong at Burnley FC in the community in recent years. I think the last one that we went to, Tracy, just going back to what you were saying before about the space, I know that when we've done them up at this venue before, the footfall's been really low because of where it is. I'm presuming it's still at the same university base up near where the KFC is and the McDonald's and where the fish and chip shop is, or has it changed venue for this year?
I think it has changed because we've now got Newtown Mill.
Yes,
So
I think that's where it's at.
Mill
So is
rather
that
than
more central?
Victoria
That
Mill.
one? Yeah. Is that one more central?
Yeah, it's more central than Victoria Mill.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, if we could get an invite to that, I think we've been for the past 2 years.
Sorry, which organisation are you from?
I'm Burnley FC in the community.
Thank you. I'll get in touch.
Amazing, thank you.
Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Freya. Anyone else got any questions or observations for Freya? Nope. You've stunned them all into silence now, Freya, giving them that much information. Thank you very much. So thank you, Freya, for that, and thank you, Samina. Angela's not come, which is unusual for Angela, so I'm hoping everything's all right. I'll whiz her a quick email after this. So Martin, did you want to say something?
Yeah, have I just got 2 minutes to share this Claret's cardiac support group with everybody?
Oh, no.
I will literally take 2 minutes. I know when I get talking, people's glass eyes start falling to sleep and everything. But I did a talk yesterday for a community group, and there were only 2 people fell asleep. So I thought I've done really well there.
Always a bonus, Martin.
There were only 2 people. There's normally more than that. So yeah, I've put it in the chat. We're starting a cardiac support group, Burnley FC in the community. We tend not to shy away from niche projects, and I think this one's fairly niche in terms of reaching out to people that are living with heart conditions or that have had heart conditions. Our reason for trying this group or setting this group up, even though it's over in Pendle based at the Leisure Box, it will encompass the whole of Burnley, Rosendale, Accrington, Hyndburn, etc. We just want people to connect with other people that have had heart conditions and maybe living with longer sort of PTSD from it. So we had a staff member, quite a senior staff member on holiday a couple of years ago. She actually died 8 times. She flatlined 8 times while she were abroad. She was in hospital for a month. She was a smoker before, and when she woke up a month later after they'd knocked her out, she didn't remember smoking. She forgot all about being a smoker and stuff. But I think for her, the rehab process were really important. Our NHS do a brilliant job. They offer 6 weeks rehab, either based in St. Peter's Centre, Pendle Wavelengths, Burnley Hospital, and then after 6 weeks they get offered up and active. Up and active lasts for 12 weeks, but some of them don't want to do up and active. So the reason for us setting up this group is for those that might not necessarily want to have that follow on from the 6 week rehab treatment based in a hospital or in a health centre. They might just need a warm drink, tea and coffee, really nice biscuits is what we always provide. I can see Dale nodding her head because Dale's done quite a bit of work with us recently. The red carpet's always out. And people feel really warm and welcome when they come in, and we're very much participant led. We're always listening to people that come through the door. They don't come through the door and we say, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing the other. We're very much led by them. You might be thinking, how can you run a cardiac support group without any cardiac qualifications? I think just being able to offer that space and that support for specific sort of long-term problems and long-term illnesses is really important. We've got Heartbeat Northwest involved with us. They're going to drop in every other week or once a month if they can. We've got Pendle Wavelengths and Pendle Leisure Trust that are going to drop in with their sort of physio team and their up and active team to help and support. So we've got this whole wraparound service where they come in. It's Burnley Football Club, and living in Burnley and the surrounding areas, we've got a lot of Claret and Blue fans, a lot of Burnley fans. They do tend to, get involved with what we do. And I think in terms of importance, in terms of this group being important, I think it will. And I've just put in the group chat there, we're probably working with about 300 individual people each week over all of our different groups that we run. And it's not about the footfall, it's about the individual care for these people. So once our member of staff finished the 6 week rehab, she didn't have anywhere else to go. She got offered the 12-week up and active program, which she didn't want to do, and she felt isolated. So just to get people in a room that have had cardiac treatment, they might have had a pacemaker fit, they might have had open heart surgery, they might be living with a long-term heart condition, just to get these people in a room together, just to let them know that they're not on their own, is basically why we're looking to try it. It's only a trial project at the minute. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think hopefully we're in the right space. We've also reached out to the British Heart Foundation to get involved with it as well, because I know that they have weekly meetings, monthly meetings where they get together and have chats and have teas and coffees. But I think the important thing for us is that we've got something every week. I think with monthly meetings, if you miss a month, effectively you're missing 2 months. So we're going to try it every week. If anybody does want to come on Tuesday the 3rd of March, you're more than welcome to just rock up. You don't need to let us know you're coming. And please bring any other information that you've got as well, because the people that do come through the door for this launch, hopefully on the 3rd of March, will be able to access other support groups in and around the area. I took way more than 2 minutes. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, shut up, Martin. Worse than me. Martin, what I was going to ask was, I know you mentioned Pendle Leisure. Are you involved in Burnley Leisure in this as well? Because they have a cardiac rehab team.
I have. I've met with Anita. Anita's going to come, and I've also met with, forgot her name. I can see her face, but I forgot her name. Lady with the ginger hair, short ginger hair, from Pendle Leisure Trust.
Vic McCoy.
Vic McCoy, yeah. So they're both going to come. They're going to bring all their rehab information with them as well. Because again, there might be people that come to that have slipped through the net from Up and Active and from the other projects. So I think a collaborative way of working with this will hopefully benefit the people long term that are hoping to come and access support.
Great stuff. Can you send us some information, Martin, and then we can send it around our social prescribing team as well.
With this one, I have just put it in the group chat. Do you want it in an email, or is that enough?
Whiz it to me in an email, and we can get it round our team as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Martin. Okay, so Faria, would you like to talk about Carers Link or not? You don't need to. You don't have to.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hiya. Sorry. Angela sent me for this meeting today because I think she's got another group to do. So it's okay. I can just do a quick, talk about Carers Link. So my name is Faria and I work at Carers Link as a participation and engagement officer. So we support unpaid carers, like, family members looking after each other. We help them and support them in their caring role. We offer a carers assessment. In that carer assessment, we'll ask a carer, what is your caring role and how can we help you to support you to make your caring role a bit easier for you? And so we have an ASD support officer who help families, parents looking after children with autism. We are currently just finished Signet training yesterday from Accrington. We're going to start another one in Burnley in April. So if anybody wanted to, looking after children with autism and they think they are benefit from this Signet training, please let them know. We can just sign them with our organization. So this course is free for the parents and it's a 6 weeks course. And we have a dementia support officer who help people caring with dementia. And we run all these peer support group in all the boroughs in all East Lancashire. So they can come to these peer support groups and just help each other or talk to each other. We also have a benefit advisor who can help you if you are entitled to any benefits like PAPE, Blue Badge, attendance allowance, carers allowance. Our benefit advisor can support them to help to fill those forms in as well. And I think that's about it. I wasn't ready at all to prepare something, but
Faria, you've done very well considering that you weren't prepared.
I wasn't prepared at all. So it's just whatever is top of my head.
That's okay. I think people have some questions for you, Katie.
Of course, yeah.
Hi, Farah. Just especially what you just said about the benefits advice around carers. How would you refer into that? How do you access that, please? I've got some people I think would benefit.
Yeah, if somebody's caring for a family member or a loved one, they can register with us and they can just ring us. We can just, signpost to our, we can just refer to our benefit advisor. It's just a phone call they need to do and just ask for our benefit advisor. That is that simple as this.
Do you have any Urdu speaking members of staff?
For benefit advice or just in general chat?
Well, I'm just thinking about one particular person that it would be for benefit advice.
Oh, so we have a duty call officer who can speak Urdu and assessment officer as well. But unfortunately, our benefit advisor is only a one person and she cannot speak Urdu.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, that's fine. I'll feed that back. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie. Vic, do you have a question for Faria?
Yeah, the 6-week free course for parents, whereabouts will that be held from?
Signet training.
Yeah.
It's in downtown. Burnley downtown. Yeah.
Do you have a poster of that? Because there are quite a few parents that come here that might be interested in that.
Okay, so I can, to be honest, I don't know how at the moment, but if you can send me your email and I can send it to you, if that's okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once you've got it, Faria, can you send it to us as well and then we can put it on the Burnley link page?
Okay, no worries. Yes, definitely. Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody got any more questions for Faria? Poor Faria. You'll have to have a word with our Angela.
No, it's okay. It's absolutely fine. I don't mind.
She did the People of Pendle on Monday, and she booked in for both, which I was surprised at because she's never free for both. So.
Bless her.
I know. Thank you, Faria.
No, you're welcome.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
So moving on to emerging themes. So I'm not going to ask you right now unless you've got something burning to offer. I know in the past that we've had things like, young people's mental health, ASD diagnoses and all that kind of stuff. And also, debt advice and there being a worry that, I know Katie brought this up, I think it might be a year ago or so, around people coming in for debt advice, and particularly single mums. There was a risk that they were going to move into sex work, because that they were, the cost of living was just so much, energy prices were so much, and they were a couple of kids or more to feed and clothe and keep warm. So we feed all that up into the health and wellbeing partnership, and that is in turn fed up into the Lancashire partnership. So it's not just Burnley; it will go up into the Lancashire one as well. So if anybody's got any burning themes now, I'm happy to listen, and I'll take a note and I'll feed it in. But if not, please do think about this. It'll be a standing item on the agenda, and if anybody's got anything that they want to bring along, please do. And all that stuff that we talked about, that Freya talked about, it's all about systems change as well. We're changing the system here, rather than it be we are all being done to, as residents and community members. Organisations and authorities are asking more and more for our ideas, because it's us that live here, it's us that are using these services. So let's encourage our beneficiaries and our clients and patients to come forward and say, yeah, this is happening in our area and we're not happy about it, or this is great in our area, but I know that it doesn't happen in that area. As I'm involved in, I chair the People of Pendle one, so we can cross information, and also I contribute to the Rosendale Connected one as well. So for us, we can cover most of East Lancashire. So Naveed, shut me up.
No, Tracy, this is a difficult one, because with the health and wellbeing group, and you look at things like mental health, domestic abuse. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I should have started off by saying that first. But there's a bit of a greyish area which I feel is coming up more and more, and it's that link between the social media sphere and health and well-being. And how that, because we can do support groups for mental health, we can do support groups for domestic abuse, for alcoholism, drug misuse, substance misuse, but in terms of social media, AI, all this new way of working, right? So it's just very, very difficult. And one of the things we've been working on, which this is not to raise it up, but is to look at that and the impact on health and well-being for people. And we're looking at the disinformation and misinformation that's going around, and how people can actually challenge, recognise it, challenge it, and try and, support other people who probably go through it and give the right responses. It's not about changing mindsets, it's about making people think about what the risks are. Sadly, I watched Silent Witness from last week, and I watched that. I don't know why it frustrates me, and I watched it, and it was about AI and artificial intelligence and how they were doing everything. This one-man show of a policeman who just does everything. So yeah, him and his partner. So yeah, but yeah, I just thought I'd flag that one up. Is that something that people are looking at, or I don't know?
Okay, thanks, Naveed. Graham.
Yeah, I guess a theme that we've been approached by, and some of you are aware of this, especially Vicky's at Basically Cheer, because we talked about it yesterday. National Year of Reading 2026. National Literacy Trust has approached New Era to be a lead for Burnley around one of the 5 areas they have chosen nationally to launch this programme. So 1 in 5 people, apparently, according to their statistics, don't read in Burnley. So 20,000 out of 100,000 people read, the other 80,000 don't. Not sure whether that's technically correct, but we are pushing on that project. We are leading it. So we're encouraging community organisations to sign up to be a literacy champion. We're going to create some literacy boards. We've got some free books to kick out into the community for World Book Day, which is coming up. We're doing a bit of a splash with Burnley Together next Thursday for World Book Day. We're going to get dressed up down there and we're going to get Burnley Express on it. But I think it's more of the depth I'm talking about here. I'm talking about how do we get a real impact on improving reading and literacy across Burnley. There is an issue. There's 5 areas being chosen. We are one, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, and we're leading it from New Era. So we've got basically Cheers took round up straight away, didn't you, Vic? She was really keen on getting it going. I think West End has signed up and a couple of others. We've only literally talked about it yesterday, so it's hot off the shelf. And we're just encouraging organisations to sign up, community organisations across Burnley, to just improve literacy.
Graham, there was a Read Easy group in Burnley that is about adult literacy. I can put you in touch with one of our link workers that was heavily involved in that at one time, and I'm sure she could give you contact details if it's still going. Anybody, we'll definitely sign up for that. Whatever we need to do, we'll sign up for it. Anybody got any questions? Want to offer their organisation up as a literacy champion?
Graham, I'll definitely go back to Hassan for us here at the Chai, just to do a little kind of plug while I've got at the centre stage. We are doing quite a lot of different courses here now based at Chai. Deepdale runs amazingly. We've got quite a lot of footfall that go to the Deepdale site in Preston. The one here at Chai seems to be predominantly for the BME community. We've got amazing groups, lots of different kind of community members, loads of different things that are going on. But myself and Paddy have been based here for a couple of months now, and we're looking at loads of different other options of courses and different material. A lot of it is around co-production. A lot of it's just, again, like Martin's, based on people coming in with that lived experience and offering up what their experience of services are, what their experiences of the community is, and trying to bridge that gap. So we've got kind of like long-term conditions groups that run the last Wednesday of the month, where we get guest speakers in based on what people want, what sort of access they want, whether they want to have a conversation about different things. So we've had Curry's link in, Age UK, things like that. But just to kind of shine a light on the timetable, really, we're going to do quite a few different enrolment days where people can just come down, just be like, nip down, meet Ardale, meet Paddy, have a chat, have a brew, and just look at maybe trying to signpost people to the offering that we've got here at Chai. Again, all the courses are free. So just like a bit of a snapshot, we've got quite a few sort of interactive ones. So we're doing like painting sessions around kind of abstract art, what your condition or whatever thing you're living with, what that looks like to you, and sort of using that as sort of a creative way to talk about it. Paddy on Tuesdays is doing sessions around kind of living with ADHD or understanding autism. We've got one session, I think the 27th of March, the 17th of March, where we're doing kind of navigating autism with parents and carers. So that might be a nice feed from one of the other groups that you were talking about, that maybe after the sessions that they've done with yourselves, you might be like, well, have you popped up to Chai? They're doing some groups there. And because ideally for us, how it works at Deepdale is people come in with something they're really passionate about, and maybe they recreate a course or they create something alongside us, and then they maybe support us as a volunteer, or just kind of dropping in to talk about their lived experience. And I think for me as a clinician, I know people that have a lived experience and that share something similar around whatever condition it is, it hits much different and it holds a lot more weight than it does us clinicians going in, being a bit preachy, being like, well, if you eat well and you exercise and blah, 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 blah. They think, well, what do you know? How do you? And I think, do you know what? I don't. And that's what we leave with a lot with the kind of Martins, is actually we're coming in as a facilitator. You are the expert. So I'm really keen. Our crusade at the minute is to get, because the Chai Centre's a gorgeous setting. It doesn't look like an NHS building. The cafe, the food, cracking. Do you know, it's just, Hassan's amazing. So even any partners, if you want to come in, use the space, things like that. We've loads of different, the learning disabilities team are here, the perinatal team, we've got talking therapies, but we don't have the footfall of people knowing, actually, you can just drop in. There's courses running, there's bits of things that you can do. So I'm just trying to plug that as much as possible. So if we can spread the word, people, I'd really appreciate it. Me and Paddy also do a lot of stuff outreach. So we've got a suicide bereavement group that we're supporting. Jill's phenomenal. That's running at the Methodist Church in Oswaldtwistle. She runs free sessions there. There's one at Chorley, one at Preston. We've got a new long-term conditions group that's going to be launching in March at the new Cath Tom Centre, the leisure centre. They're really keen to get people back into fitness. That's Clayton Moors. So any details that you want, just let me know. The sessions that we run in-house as well, we can come out. We do a lot of the stuff with the leisure box. I'm doing with Farah. So we're going into their cancer groups, we're going into their Parkinson's groups, and we're just asking, what do you want? What do you want to talk about? And, you know, outside of the condition, what's anxiety like for people that have Parkinson's? You know, rather than having expertise all the time going in around the actual condition, what's it like to live like that? So it seems to be working really well, and we're having a ball doing it. It's absolutely amazing. So anybody that maybe wants to link in with that, or wants us to kind of come out or do any free sessions, as long as we've got a venue and we don't have to pay for it, because despite being the NHS, like I said, we can't even buy tissues at present. We're not allowed anything. But me and Paddy, do you know what I mean? He does strongman. He's, you know, really keen fitness side. We've got a lot of expertise between us. I can sing, you know, we bring the karaoke machine and do a little, do you know what I mean? It's just, but there's all sorts of opportunities. So it's just really to put ourselves on the map, you know, and just kind of spread that word. I seen you on Monday, didn't I? Talk to her, she'd be like, bloody hell, Dale, bugger off. But
Dale, I think she's closed herself down. I didn't close her down. My hands were here. I didn't close her down. So no doubt she'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just going to say to her that along with all the information that we send out, you know, the link to the YouTube and the link to the webpage and the members list, we also send out, or well, hopefully, if it's not being sent out, I'll kick some butt. But the funded groups that we administer several funding streams. Oh, she's back.
Sorry, kick me off. I think sometimes it's like, listen, love, pipe down, and then it does it for me.
I said, after you've gone, I went, my hands were here. I didn't turn her off.
No,
honestly.
it's me. Yeah, it's the computer again. It's the force field.
I was just saying, Dale, along with all the information that we send out, you know, the link to the YouTube channel, the link to the webpage, and the members information, we also send out lists of the groups that are funded through our administration. So it might be well worthwhile just having a look at those, and just see if there's any groups that you could tap into, you know, across Burnley, Pendle, and Rosendale.
We have a Facebook page as well, Connect Your Community, it's called, which is an LCFT Facebook page. Predominantly it's been central Preston, Chorley, because the team over there, they're really well established. Sophie and Luce, phenomenal. And me and Paddy, like I said, we're not that techy, but I'm really trying to like champion for getting community groups on, using that to kind of as a tool, because I think initially some people, it can be like, well, have you got Facebook? And they're like, yeah, I do, you know, for marketplace. Well, have you ever looked at this? You know, just to give them a bit of autonomy to sort of think, well, would I like that group? Actually, even if there's stuff on there they think I'd never like to do. So it's just trying to pull everything together, really, which we're working on.
Caroline, did you have a question or something you wanted to say to Dale?
No, I just wanted to share the Get Volunteering site, if that's all right.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
Yeah, just share my window. So this is, I've spoken to a few people about this already, but
did Lorna send that through? Because I've put that on our signposting clinic yesterday and in the notes as well on the chat. Because it's real that I've already been on that. It looks really good.
Yeah, so it's a way of advertising any volunteering opportunities you've got in the area of Burnley, Pendle and Rosendale. So this is what you see when you first go on the site. Obviously lots of different opportunities there, and to register your own organisation, just click at the top red button here and go down to organisation, then you can log on as an organisation and then put your volunteering opportunities up, and we'll be able to broker more effectively volunteers that are interested in different opportunities. It's a way of, you know, collecting them all together so people can have a browse for themselves, but obviously BPRCVS will be facilitating the matching people up to the different organisations. Yeah, I just wanted to make people aware of that if they weren't already, because it's just a really good way of getting the word out there about what you've got. And Yeah.
brand new as well,
Okay.
isn't it? It's all sparkly and shiny at the moment. So
Yeah.
get on there and have a look. And indeed, you know, signpost people who come to your organisation that want to volunteer, express an interest in volunteering. They can sign up and register there as well, and they can have a look at the opportunities without somebody looking over the shoulder, or, you know, there being they might feel as though there's an expectation there. They can just have a look. So Naveed.
Tracy, mine's an update.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind you before unless anybody else has got anything else that they want to add before I do. Is that okay?
Go on.
Right, okay. So just a couple of things from the council. I've been on leave for 3 days, so I'm finding my feet. And it's like I've been away for a month. But I've got some really good news. Burnley Council has been named as a finalist for the National Council of Year Awards from the Local Government Chronicle. So fingers crossed, we did really well last year, and we've actually got a young rising star, one of our engineers who's actually been a finalist for their rising star, young local authority officer, whatever it is the title. So yeah, the other one is I don't know if you all know this, but there's an election taking place. Is it not happening? Is it not it is happening. And big do's, little do's, for anybody who might be interested, or anybody who wants to know a bit more, for prospective candidates and agents, there's actually, I'll send the link in, there's a training session for people to know a little bit more about how it works, the system. But the only ask from me would be just to make sure you get people out to go and vote. We don't tell people how to vote. We just want to make sure people go out and use their vote because it's their right. So yeah, I've put that in the chat.
Thank you, Naveed. Thank you. Thank you very much. So has anyone else got any updates? No. Chloe, do you want to say a few words about your project? I think she might be typing. Are you typing? Just nod at me if you type it. Yeah, she's typing. She doesn't have a microphone. Your microphone's not working. I see. So Chloe's put some information in the chat about the project that they are working on. If I can just find it. At Charter Walk, they are running Buddy and Burnley, which is a gardening club looking after the sensory garden and growing veg for downtown. The sessions are a great way to meet new people and unwind through gardening. To get involved, people can email, and the email address is there. So thank you for that, Chloe. And I'm sorry your microphone's not working. Some people might wish mine weren't working sometimes, but hey ho, mine's always working. So thank you for that. Is there anybody that I've missed? Katie, have you got anything that you want to update on your life skills courses?
Yeah, they've got life skills are starting in Burnley next Thursday from 10 to 12:30 at Life Church. I can't seem to be able to put the information in the chat, but if anyone wants to message me, you can do. It's Steph Aston that manages that. And it's a 9-week course with a 2-week break for Easter. And it's looking at things like budgeting, learning to live well on a low income, shopping, all those types of things. We are also running it on the same time and the same day in Pendle, in Colne. So they're both running sort of at the same time. But yes, it's a 9-week course. So a big focus about budgeting, and it's how to live well on a low income, and it's open to anyone. Yeah, and I can't for some reason get it to. I can't put anything on there that's an image. I don't know why. But yeah, if you want any more further information about it, just contact me. I'll put my email address in the chat.
Thanks, Kate. You want to send us? I think we've got some information. I think it's on Burnley linked page and People of Pendle page. I'm not sure.
Yes, I think I've said yeah. I'll make sure you
remember something. Thank you. Thanks, Kate. Vic, have you got anything you want to say about basically cheer?
Yeah. So we are focusing a lot as SEM parent support group that we've got. When we've got that running each month, we're getting different guest speakers in. Oh, sorry, someone's just arrived. So we're running that every month. I'll send you the poster, Tracy, about what's going on with that.
Fab, thanks, Vic. Go on. Have you got anything else? No.
No, that's it.
Fab. Thank you very much. Has anybody got anything else before I just give a really quick update? No. Okay. So I've put in the chat about our Helping Hands lottery. Please do sign your organisation up. It's a way of raising funds with little or no effort other than just get everybody that you know to buy a raffle ticket, and it raises money pretty easily and quickly. And it's unrestricted funds, which is music to everybody's ears when it's unrestricted funds. So please do sign up for that. Encourage any groups or organisations that you know about to sign up for it. And if you're not eligible, please do buy a raffle ticket. It helps to raise money, and they're only, I think it's £1. I think it's something like £5 a month, something like that, which is nothing, but it can make a huge difference to some of our little community groups and us, because we in the interest of openness and honesty, we get a small percentage of every ticket that's sold as well. So and there's some great prizes. There's like 20 grand you can win, and there were a meal, a lovely meal, and there were a holiday. There were like a weekend away. I think there's a 3-day break, city break at the moment that's on offer. So yeah, there's some good prizes. So please do sign up for that. What else have we got, Caroline? Remind me, what else have we got? Oh, we've got the volunteer coffee, cake and collaboration. Cake being the most important. And we've had 2 of these, haven't we, Caroline? One was face to face and one was online.
Online, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one will be in Rosendale at Whitewell Bottom. Yeah, sorry. Community Centre on the 25th of March, and yeah, it's just an opportunity to network and meet other small organisations or other organisations, and I think we're going to talk loosely about volunteer management, but it's not like a strict thing, it's just prompting conversations about that. And yeah, we're going to have cake. I'm going to get my sister to make some cake for us.
Yeah,
we'll bring some other cake in.
That was the most important thing when we asked people in the interest. I mean, we're like you, Dale, in the interest of co-production, co-design, this is not about doing 2 people. This is about doing with people and helping them to facilitate that space that they can talk in about what they want to talk about. And they said the most important thing was cake. So,
Let me say, amen.
Who are we to argue with?
Caroline, can we rock up to that? Is that all right? Is it?
Yeah,
would that be something? Yeah. What time is it?
Be 1 till 3.
1 till 3. It's a Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could
There's
send
a small
us,
car park out there, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. If you could send us, I'll.
Of course, yeah. We'll send.
Let me in the chat.
Let me send information about it.
Yeah, that'd be magic. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
We've got everybody's email address. Everybody's email address is on the members list. So, if you need to get in touch with anybody, please do.
Thank you.
But yeah, they were really successful. People really liked it, getting together. People do. They like getting together and talking about what's in common with them. There were some collaborations kind of coming along and some really good partnership
it was really nice to see. Yeah.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I know that Caroline's done a lovely little write-up about it, so I think we might put that on the Burnley Links in the People of Pendle page as well, Caroline, if you want to send it to our Tom, and he'll put it on there. So you can have a look and see, what we talked about. And they didn't want it to be too strict. They want it to be quite free and easy, a bit like this, really, just talk about whatever you need to talk about, whatever you want to talk about, and things in common, like the volunteer management stuff. Some people will be really good at it, some people will be panicking about it, some people have done it for years, some people have just started, so it's about them sharing all that information with us there, just to kind of move the conversation along, or just take notes and things, and about what they want. Dale, you've managed it. Dale put the timetables in there.
It's the fairy dust. I don't know. I think the IT gods have been like, just let her live. Let her live. I might, because it kicked me off, I think. Yeah, and I come back on. I just said that, then I thought, I'm sure it says type a message. I might just give that a go. We're in a magic.
So we are at time. We are at 11 o'clock by my computer clock here. I mean, they've got 3 clocks in here and they all say different times, but I'm going off my computer clock here. It's 11 o'clock. Thank you so much, everybody. I know people have come and gone, and that's absolutely fine. And there'll be people that couldn't make it, so you know they'll probably watch this. Or can you just mute yourself, Graham? I think we've got a bit of background going on there.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you. So thank you all. Thank you for being so engaged and so engaging. And thank you very much to our speakers, of which there is 2 left. Faria, who it was a surprise to, and Freya, who did a wonderful job. Thank you very much. And I'll see you all next month if I don't see you before. So take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.